Hello everyone, Derek Stam Toys back with another action figure review. I know I did say that they would slow down after the Roman, but I got good news on my end. I ended up finding a new job, so hopefully I may have to restrict myself a little bit, but at the same time, I figured I should be able to afford this. I found it at a Walmart in. Do I want to give the location? It don't really matter. I was in Oneida. If you know where that is, you know. But I had went to Oneida to hang out with some family. Ended up stopping by a Walmart, and I found this and a bunch of other figures, and I wish I had the money to grab some of the other ones because they did have Powerhouse Hobbs there, and he's one who I do need to add to the collection. But anyways, we've got Elite Series 98 Randy Orton, if I didn't mention that already. Let's turn the box around, show you some of the bullshit on the box. But yeah, before I yap my mouth any further, why don't I get this bad boy out of his plastic prison and we can go over some of the accessories and go over the figure itself. My bad. Alrighty, you guys. Now that I got him out of his plastic prison, and quite literally feels like a plastic prison because they started putting the little plastic ties down around the wrist to keep the figure more secure in the little like plastic case. But I don't know, I don't think that's really all that needed, especially if you are opening it. But anyway, getting into the figure, we've got the Randy Orton entrance hands, like the little pose hands, and he also comes with a dull Raw tag team title, which now that I have another dull one, I might make a custom set of tag titles for the pick fed and at least have something kind of unique. Yeah, they'll still technically be WWE titles, but hey. Which, speaking of that, I got most of the photo shoot or filming, whatever the hell you want to call it. I got most of that done for the first episode of the Pick Fed. I just got like a couple small things to do. And honestly, by the time you see this, you'll probably see the Pick Fed up already, at least the first episode. And just to give you a little preview, announce table spot. Gotta dig it. Sorry if you do hear me sniffling, by the way. It's very cold where I live. But anyways, let's get into the figure. And now, looking at this head sculpt, man, this is probably one of my favorite Randy Orton head sculpts I've ever seen. And I mean, I may not have them now, but I used to own a lot of Elite Randy Ortons. Like, technically, if I still have them, I might have the extra fodder bodies that a couple of them ended up turning into, because I used to have the gray one and I used to have the like lime green one from the earlier years of Mattel. But man, just the way the head sculpt looks. Let's get another view here, which I think I might have caught some smudging on the face, which I mean that's alright, it's not as noticeable. But for the most part, the head sculpt does look pretty clean, except for that one little spot right there. Other than that, all of his tattoo detail looks nice, and seeing the skulls on the traps now is really a nice detail. He's even got the little rib tattoo right there. I still don't know what that says and or what it is supposed to be. The red tights look really nice and clean. Same thing with the red knee pads, and of course he's got plain and simple boots. Breaking down some of the articulation now, he can look down about that far. He can look up about that high. Of course, you've got 360 shoulder rotation. Hold on, let me change that music real quick. Just because it may be free rights music, but MDT uses that a lot in his show, and I don't feel right using that. But yeah, if you couldn't tell, I just have the background music playing off my TV instead of adding it into the video. So I hope that don't bother you. But he's got double jointed arms, which are really nice. I'll be honest with you, they seem to at least be a little bit tighter than some of the double jointed arms they've come out with so far. You've got wrist swivel, wrist bend, of course. His arm can come out. I don't know if I ever really mentioned that part of the arm or not, but everybody knows it's there if you've owned figures before Series 98. His ab crunch will go down that far, about a typical Orton ab crunch, at least I would say. Maybe a little bit extra on the back, I don't know. Of course, got waist swivel. Oh, this is really hard to pose on camera with one hand, but he can kick up about that high, I would say. He might be able to kick up a little bit higher if I wasn't using my one hand to record. Of course, he's got the upper thigh cut, double joint in the knee. He's got boot cut, which is really tight. Holy crap. Hold on. Because I don't want to force it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I actually got to see it. And, of course, there is the ankle joint, but I don't really tend to move that because just as it did, now the foot's a little loose, but yeah, it's whatever, I guess. Oh, and there goes the camera too. Well, on that note, now that we've gotten the articulation out of the way, why don't I get some of the accessories on this man, and we can come in for a little bit of a final review, and maybe I'll get my other Randy Orton for a little bit of a ending comparison. Alrighty, you guys. Now that I'm back, I got all the accessories up on him. Got my other Randy, and honestly, before we end the video, I might just end up seeing what this jacket looks like on the updated Orton. If not, I'll post a picture of it to my Instagram, because I don't know if a lot of people have done that or not, and if so, it don't really bug me all that much. I just definitely gotta see what that looks like, because that's probably the look Randy will have going forward in the pick fed. Especially once night 2 hits, instead of using the older Randy, I'm probably gonna end up putting that one up on my shelf. And I may just end up putting it up on the shelf with the Evolution t-shirt and stuff that he came with. If I recall, he came with that one, like, modern Evolution shirt when they all reunited. Well, all except for Ric Flair, of course. But what do I have to say about this new Randy Orton? This is probably the more up-to-date, most recent Randy you can get. And to be honest, seeing this one and seeing the yellow one in the store, I definitely had to pick this one up. Like I said earlier, they had quite a few figures there at Walmart today. Normally, out where I used to live, them shelves would be cleaned out, stocked, not stocked every single time I went in, pretty much. And there was two Walmarts pretty close nearby where I lived. So I could go to two different Walmarts if I really wanted to, but 9 times out of 10 they wouldn't be as stocked as I would have liked when I showed up. And that goes for just about any other toy store, any other store that sells WWE figures. In that area, they just definitely would tend to get cleaned out a lot unless it's a figure that, like, shelf warmed, like the Lex Luger Legends figure at Target. I remember finding a whole row of them, including like Chase variants. And that's how I felt looking at all the Lex Lugers. But yet, there was no other figure except for maybe like a Goldberg or two. Anyway, I think this Randy Orton's really solid. And if there was one thing I would change about it, and it's not even a change, it's just more of an ad, I wish they would have given us like a jacket for RK Bro. Especially because doesn't the new Elite Riddle come with a RK Bro t-shirt? Maybe not, and I could be wrong. I know he does come with that new scooter accessory though, and I really do want to check that out if I can get my hands on that. But I don't think that matters too much. Getting into the overall score, I would say this Randy Orton's a good solid, like, I'm going to give him a 9.5. Yeah, the head sculpt on mine's a little messed up with the smudging. But if we're going to be honest here, I didn't even notice that in the store. I didn't notice it when I got it home. I only noticed it when I took it out of the packaging, and even then, like, I don't even really notice it all that much right now. Like, it's just barely there. But yeah, a good solid, what did I say, 9.5? I'll definitely do a 9.5. This is probably one of my favorite figures I've reviewed so far. Everything just feels right. I just wish they would have given us a jacket. And maybe a set of fists as well. I'm happy that for once Elite Randys are starting to come with these hands. If it would focus on it. You know what hand it is anyways. Who cares if it focuses or not. But honestly, I think that would be about it. But if you do own any of the other Elite Randy Ortons, you would know that they do have fisted hands. Or fist molded hands. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. But yeah, before I use up all the space on my camera, definitely gotta delete some footage once I'm done making the pic fed fully edited and stuff like that. But anyway, 9 out of 5 stars. I would say a good solid 4.5. A solid 9 out of 10. 4.5 out of 5 stars. And I think on that note, because it is getting pretty late, I'm just gonna turn that off. If you like the video, give it a like. If you want to subscribe, I said turn off. If you want to subscribe for future content, feel free. It definitely helps me out in the long run. And on top of that, you get to see when the pic fed comes out. Yeah, I may not be the next MDT. I may not be the next Harrison, but who knows? If you guys like the show, I'll definitely try to get more inspiration to pick this pace up and get a head start on the second show before I end up starting my new job. But anyways, on that note, one last thing. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, also at Derek Stam Toys, just like the channel name. And on that note, I think we are going to call this a night. Peace out, guys.